Welcome back to Capitol Bourbon, everyone. My name is Steven. On today's special video, we're going to be doing a full review here of the new Penelope American Light Whiskey, aged 17 years, and finding out, is it really worth the money and how does it compare to the 15-year, the last release, as well as to some other American Light Whiskeys that I have sitting on the shelf here, such as the Jacob's Pardon, aged 18 years, coming in 142.7 proof. Yes, that is Hazmat, as well as this Obtanium whiskey that I have here, a sample of it. I'm not sure the exact proof on this guy and which bottle it specifically really is, but I do know that this is a light whiskey, American light whiskey. I know most bottles of Obtaniums here come in at above Hazmat or even above the 150 proof point, which is just absolutely insane, and that will definitely burn your taste buds off if you're not prepared for it. But yeah, it's my first time trying this Obtanium, first time trying the 17-year, as well as this Jacob's Pardon's 18-year. Actually, I did have a sample of this when I first bought it, but my first time cracking this bottle and getting a neck pour out of it. So it's gonna be a fun experiment today. We're gonna be blinding these guys, comparing them all together, seeing which one comes out on top, and really just comparing the notes and the ratings for each of these guys. Once again, we do have some heavy hitters here, and the goal is to really see, does this Penelope 17-year hold up? I am a huge fan. As you can tell, I really do love the 15-year here. I actually have a backup bottle. That's how much I really like it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And American light whiskeys, for me at least in general, have an extremely great mouthfeel. They're super oily. They have just like a cream, richy taste on the mouth, kind of like a buttery croissant, I would say, kind of describe it as, maybe a graham cracker there too. So I absolutely love the American light whiskeys. So I'm not expecting that to change at all, but without further ado, let's just go ahead and pour these guys up into our blacked out Glencairns, randomize it, and then do a blind tasting here. See how they are on the nose, the palate, and finally give them a ranking and see which ones we like best out of this little lineup here that I got for American light whiskeys. But before we get right into it, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. That helps the channel grow significantly. It helps me continue to make this type of content for you guys. All right, and just like that, we got our samples poured out here into our blacked out Glencairns. That way we can't judge which whiskey is which based off the color of each of them. We purely have to go off the nose and the palate for each of them. So let's go ahead and do a quick randomization of this so we absolutely do not know which whiskey is which and where it might be. So let's go ahead and randomize it right now. All right, our glasses are finally randomized. Let's go ahead and start on my left and see how this one is first on the nose. Smells good, smells light. Smells like American light whiskey, pretty much just a straight bourbon. Just some really light wood there. Grainy too, I would say. Yeah, and the deal there with American light whiskeys is that it's not aged in brand new barrels, it's actually aged in used barrels. So you can age American light whiskey for a lot longer and not lose as much. That's why, the light whiskey gets its name, because the color of the whiskey is usually lighter, but it does still pack a lot of flavor in it, as well as the proof point is really high. It's not a light whiskey for the proof point, it's definitely higher. As you can see, most of these guys here are Hazmat or above. I think the lowest one is a 15-year Penelope coming in 128, I believe, or somewhere around there. So all these guys are high proof, so I'm gonna be taking it a little slow here. But yeah, this one definitely light on the nose, smells good. Can't really tell based on the color at all, so smells like American light whiskey. Let's just go ahead and see how it is on palate. Hopefully I don't burn my palate in the first sip here. Yeah, definitely high proof, burning my mouth there. Not too notable. I do get a nice creamy feel, nice viscous in there. Yeah, the palate on the first one there, it's definitely creamy. I don't get too many flavors there. Nothing really stands out too much, but it's definitely creamy, has high viscosity, definitely high proof point. Again, it burned my mouth there a little bit. Definitely lighter, kind of more citrusy fruit I'm getting there. Definitely grapefruit and maybe a mix of apricot in there as well. Let's give it one more shot here. A little bit of raisins there too. Wherever that is, it's pretty damn good. Man, I really like this one a lot. Okay. Ooh, drink's hot there. I wouldn't say this one's outstanding at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a pretty good rating there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a rating of, I think 7.4 is fair. Nothing outstanding, but it's pretty solid and pretty good. I am taking notes here, my tasting and my ratings for each of these guys, so we know going forward. Okay, moving on to the second one here. Let's see how it is on the nose. Okay, deeper, more creamy on the nose. Yeah, it just feels a little more luxurious and viscous, and I don't really know how to say it, but more marshmallowy, like pillow-like on the nose. Now we're getting the proof there though. It smells similar to the first one. Let's just go ahead and see how it's on palate. This second one has a little funky taste on it, like kind of like sour grapes, I would say. There definitely is a bit of funk on the very end of that one. I'm not sure how to describe it really. Like a dusty kind of note too. Not really dusty, I would say, but there's some sort of funk there on the very end of that one. The beginning and the middle is actually pretty good. Again, the creamy, kind of like that standard American light whiskey taste, stone fruit taste, but then on the end there, you do get that funk, which is a little bit off-putting, and haven't really tried that before really. So that's really, really interesting. Let's try it one more time actually. Yeah, the proof point there, I would say, is definitely a little bit less, at least it drinks like that, which might be a good or bad thing. And I would say, yeah, definitely on the nose, kind of tastes like old grapes that's been stuck in your refrigerator for a long time, and definitely soft grapes. So it's a little bit funky, but I don't really mind that too much, honestly. If you know that going in and you're kind of expecting that, it can be actually enjoyable. So let's go ahead and rate this one. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one, I think I prefer it a little bit more than the first glass, to be honest. Even though there's a little bit of funk there, I think that funk is kind of interesting, kind of giving more depth and complexity and kind of more flavor, really, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7.8. I don't think it's a great whiskey still. I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.8 and let's see how it does. All right, moving on to our third glass here of the night. Let's go ahead and see how it is on the nose. Okay, this one, I don't want to guess, but this one to me reminds me a lot more of a Penelope product. I really have no idea what this one is, but it reminds me a lot more of that Penelope American Light Whiskey. At least a 15-year. It smells really good. It smells grapey, creamy, graham cracker. It smells good. Definitely has high proof though. Kind of burned my nostrils there a little bit. So let's go ahead and just see how it tastes. That one's good. Kind of more like a strawberry jelly jam taste on this one. Maybe a grape jelly or jam, I would say, which is quite delicious, but definitely a brighter fruit there. Less stone fruit, more bright fruit, like a strawberry raspberry type of vibe. I like this one, definitely the best so far in the palate. Kind of like you had one of those cups of jellied fruit that you had as a kid for lunch growing up and you just kind of slurp that down. Definitely reminds me of that, which is quite good and quite enjoyable, really. I really enjoy that one a lot. I'm gonna give it one more sip just because I like it that much. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a great rating here of probably 8.3. I would like a little bit more intensity there in the flavors of that strawberry and grape note jelly that I'm getting. It is there and it's quite sweet actually, but I just wish there was a lot more of that. And so far on none of these glasses have I had much oak or woody presence, I would say, out of any of these guys. Maybe on the first and second one, just because I think it lacked a lot of other flavors. But yeah, definitely, you know, with American Light whiskeys, again, it's not aged in new barrels, so you get less of that oak and wood influence as you do with a regular bourbon. So let's go ahead and go with the last glass here, see how it is on the nose. Yeah, this one, definitely the best nose so far. Bright red fruits are jumping out. Apricot, not red fruit, but stone fruit. Strawberry, plum too even. Darker fruit there, wow. I would say more on the brighter side actually, less plum actually. Definitely a lot of apricot, grape, and strawberry on this guy here. Wow, pretty intense on the nose. It's kind of like a fruit salad really. Maybe some orange there too as well, a little bit of citrus there. That's pretty much what I'm getting on the nose. Really, really sweet too. Kind of like a fruit cake dessert. Wow, okay, let's go ahead and see how it is on the palate. Wow, that's super sweet. The most flavor so far, intense sweetness actually really. The nose absolutely transfers to the palate, just a huge fruit basket right in your mouth. Kind of like at the bottom of fruit salad, after you had all the fruit in there, there's kind of a juice there that mixes between all the fruits that's left over. Kind of like you got a spoonful of that, mix it with some alcohol, some whiskey, and then kind of drink that. So it's really good, really sweet, super fruity, has the most intense flavor by far out of any of these guys, and it's definitely heavy on the fruit there. So really, really good. Let's give it one more sip. Just intense fruit there, really. That's so good. That's so darn good. Fruit jelly, I would say. But the mouthfeel on that one is great. It's really, really creamy. It has to be one of my favorites so far. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one right here an 8.8. It's really, really good, but you know, I just wish it had a little bit more complexity and depth than just a huge fruit basket. I wish there was a little bit of oak, maybe a little bit of brown sugar, molasses, some other types of flavor there on this one here. But considering it's American Light whiskey, it's absolutely phenomenal and will not have the same complexity, I would say, as a regular bourbon that we have sitting behind us on the shelf. All right, well that does it for first pass two. I'm gonna go ahead and go offline and give these guys another taste and really come out for a final order here, compare them each to each other and see which one comes out on top, and finally give them all the final ranking. All right, and just like that, we were back. It actually took quite a while, but I finally got my final order here and rankings for each of these whiskeys here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. And the one on my right here, which is a loser and finishes with a score of 7.4, which is actually pretty darn good. And I said that it has a lot of funk. It's grapefruit, lighter proof, but it definitely has a Kentucky hug. And originally for this one, I said it came in third place instead of fourth place, but I think that funk that I said I got on the taste there just kind of was overwhelming and kind of matured a little bit too much more when I gave it some time here and was comparing it to the other ones here. So ended up ranking of 7.4. Let's reveal what it is. It is glass number 2, which was originally position number 2 here, that decodes to the Obtanium. Okay, interesting. So Obtanium came in last here, and honestly, that is our mystery bottle here, as I don't really know what proof it came in at. I know it's high proof for sure, based off the taste of it, but I do know it's also the American Light whiskey version. So Obtanium coming in last here. Let's see what comes in third place here. Our third place finisher was originally position number 1, and that I said had a mild finish, grapefruit, apricot, creamy, viscous, and it was pretty light, I would say, and that came in final ranking here of 7.7. So let's go ahead and reveal what it is. And that is number 1 here. And number 1 decodes to the Penelope American Light whiskey 15 year here. Okay, and that is definitely a banger. The Penelope American Light Whiskey, 15 years, absolutely fantastic. Whenever I try one with my friends or a whiskey tasting night, we all think it's absolutely a hitter and really, really good. Tons of fruit, tons of grape, tons of jelly there. But yeah, coming at 7.7, I'm a little surprised how badly that did actually in this ranking. I thought it would come there probably around the 8.0 mark. But considering all these guys here in the tasting we did tonight, 7.7 is definitely on the higher end of the good rating scale there. So I'm pretty happy with that. And the 15 year, absolutely phenomenal whiskey, especially for being an American Light whiskey. All right, and let's just move right into our runner up here. Runner up here, I said I gave it a final ranking of 8.2. I said it was a strawberry grape jelly, sweet. You know, I said it was hot going down, which is kind of a negative. You know, if you could drink another whiskey that gives you the same flavors and the same experience that isn't as hot going down, then I would definitely choose that one over this one, for example. But let's go ahead and reveal what this guy is. And this one here is number 4, and number 4 decodes to the Penelope 17-year whiskey. Okay, wow, interesting. That's a new Penelope that we just got released in 2025, and it is a neck pour that I just freshly opened right now. So I'm sure they would be pretty happy about that. And you know, I am kind of happy about the 2, as it did go hunting and spend a lot of time hunting to find the 17 year. So pretty happy about that. Okay, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Our final winner here, as we can all tell, is decodes to number 3. And for number 3, I said the winner here, I give it a ranking of 8.5. It did drop below. I think I originally gave it 8.8, but after trying it and comparing it and giving it a couple of minutes here to open up and mature, I did drop it to an 8.5. And for this one, I said it gave me a really big Kentucky hug, but the finish goes on for days, and the Kentucky hug also goes on for days. So it depends on what you feel about that Kentucky hug feeling down your esophagus. If you like that, then this is the one for you. If you don't really like that and hate that at all, then probably do not go for this Jacob's Pardon here, which is what it is, as we all know that's our winner. But I said it was so good, so sweet. It's a fruit basket, fruit salad. Definitely super fruity and definitely super sweet, which I think was definitely unique. It smelled for sure on the nose and also on the palate, which is why this one was a clear winner for sure. It came with a pretty high score of grade of 8.5. And just to be absolutely certain, again, this one decodes to number 3, which again is the Jacob's Pardon 18-year batch 3 hazmat 142.7 proof. Man, that is some good whiskey, but definitely drinks pretty hot. All right, guys, well, that does it for this video. That's our experience and review here of the American Light whiskeys that I got. 2 new bottles I got, the Penelope 17-year American Light whiskey, as well as the Jacob's Pardon batch number 3 18-year hazmat American Light whiskey. And honestly, you know, I did originally state that this was a Penelope 17-year American Light whiskey review, but it ended up being a Jacob's Pardon, I think, 18-year American Light whiskey review, as that came out on top and definitely won the blind for tonight by far. But as I said, these are all great pours. I hope you have the opportunity to try each of them. And without further ado, open bottles of whiskey, enjoy them, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.